Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. Thank you again for subscribing to the channel. I love doing the readings. I love bringing the messages through to you. And I can tell you, I do it every morning with just as much enthusiasm as I've ever done, if not more. So I love getting the messages myself if they're relevant to me. And I love giving them to others. And I love your feedback. So don't stop with that. I read everything you write, no matter how small or how long. And if it's something really negative, and you don't like it, then I just come to realize that, you know, maybe you weren't in the right place to get the message. Maybe you're not being true to who you are, and maybe you're missing something. So whatever that is for you, you know, treat it with love. Spirit is bringing these messages through to help you improve, to help you, you know, bring yourself up to the best possible version of yourself that you want to be. So if the message doesn't resonate and you're not really interested, then perhaps just ignoring it and moving on is the best thing you can do. However, if you can take something away from the message, then Spirit has done their work coming through. All right. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot here by Ciro Marchetti. Oops, I've got the deck upside down. Yep, deck upside down. Ten of Swords coming through first. Now, the Ten of Swords is a card that talks about closing out a cycle. Now, the swords are all energies of thought. They're air. And we see them in this card. They're not quite in his back. They are sitting just above him. But it implies that he's already injured in some way, shape or form. This can be a lot of self-defeatist behavior, a lot of negativity, a lot of stabbing yourself in your own back, stopping yourself from moving forward, you know, talking yourself out of things, imagining things are different to the way they are. Whatever it is for you, you've been holding yourself back greatly here. Now, I do note the deer here, that's here. And there's sort of, to me, that represents brand new life. So there seems to be new life coming in for you, but you've got to accept that this is the end of some sort of cycle and let this energy go. So you're not fearing anymore. There's no fear. Okay, so we have the Star coming out, which made a couple of little presentations in the What's Cracking reading. So we're definitely being reminded today that we've gone through a period of healing. We need to have faith and trust in the universe, because what is written for us, or what is on our pathway, is about to be presented to us. So something's coming now. Now, for some of you, I know you already feel it. For others of you, you can almost taste it. It's so close here. Okay, we do have the Chariot coming out. So this is interesting. Major arcanas everywhere, different deck. The Star represents the sign of Aquarius. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. We do have some sort of offer, I feel, that's coming in for someone very quickly here. I feel that this has been a very stagnant energy in the past. You may have been waiting on someone to make an offer, something that is part of you, and you may have got yourself in this energy through worry, fear, or whatever. But whatever this is, you're about to let this go, because something is about to happen that you knew was yours. You knew this was yours a long time ago. So the Page of Pentacles, with his extremely large pentacle, is coming in to say this was always yours, but you doubted. You doubted. You hung on to this doubt, and you punished yourself through this doubt. You didn't have the faith and the trust the universe was asking you to have. So now you've got to heal through this, because whatever you thought was coming towards you is about to present itself with a very large offer. To me, this is always, this little gentleman here always comes with this feeling of karma. Something that was meant for you a long time ago. So let's have a look. I have a feeling it's going to be very much like the What's Cracking reading, but we'll go with it because sometimes it just sort of slightly goes off and gives you a little bit more of an explanation. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo here. I'm very drawn to the peacock in this card. I'm very drawn to the green energy. Now, the green energy is about your heart space. And there's also a lot of blue here and purple in insight. So I feel like this card is strongly saying to you, you need to trust your intuition here. There's a need for you to speak up from your heart space. Very, very much so. The peacock you can look up as your spirit animal if it's coming out for you. All right, so the Six of Cups is coming up. The card of nostalgia, remembering, memories. You could be dealing with someone who's a soulmate. You could be dealing with someone from your past. But very often this card comes up when something has to be revisited. Something from your past needs to be revisited here. Whether that's through memory or action. We have the Three of Cups coming out here. So the Three of Cups talks about celebration. But with this Six of Cups here, I would say this is about reunion. It's about somebody coming together with somebody, or somebody having to resolve something from their past with someone. Someone's making an offer here to resolve something from the past. All right, let's keep going. Something that may have created a lot of disappointment. But I feel very strongly here that this disappointment here is this card should be in reverse, because I feel like this is gone. This is past energy. I feel like somehow or another this is what it was like in the past. Something happened in the past here which really disappointed someone. It might have even brought them to their knees here. It was very great disappointment. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. Someone's been trying to bring something back from the past. Knight of Wands. Okay. Oop-dee-doo-dee. Okay, Five of Wands. Okay. There was some sort of situation in the past. It may have only been a fleeting thing. It may not have been a big thing in the whole scheme of things, but it cut someone very, very deeply here and made them question themselves, who they were. For some people, this brought up a lot of past energy for you. Whoever this is, it brought up a lot of stuff from your own past, from your childhood. Something here was meant to awaken you from this sadness or unhappiness. So you could have been very sad or very unhappy with your own life at the time that this event occurred. Something woke you from that reverie. Something told you that there was more to your life, your situation, whatever it was for you. Something showed you that there was something more and awakened you. There appears to have been some sort of separation or conflict here, because we have the Knight of Wands, which means this situation was fairly fleeting in the whole scheme of things. It might have lasted for a little while, but it did not last a long time. And there was some sort of conflict that took this person away. This is definitely a person here. Whoever this person was woken from some sort of dream, but the flashing back to childhood, flashing back to insecurities, flashing back to situations from the past, although the moments of happiness were there and they realized that their life wasn't about that, there still had to have been a lot of stuff here from their past that they had to unravel in order to move forward. So someone here was always manifesting this situation back in once the work was done. The Five of Wands tells me that there is a lot of mental conflict around this now, though, because perhaps in the past it had turned out a certain way, and perhaps this person may have had a lot of fears raised at that time because they've had a lot of conflict with their own energies here. And because of the Knight of Wands, I say that they disappeared fairly quickly. And that might give rise to why they're concerned about moving back here now. They sort of, the fear is, I think, in the insecurities. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups. So I'll just put, okay, Nine of Pentacles. Let's go with this card as well. And there's the Tower, which I so expected in the first reading. Someone's had a huge awakening. I feel now with the story here that something happened in the past. Somebody met somebody and for some unknown reason was offered something that turned their world upside down. They may have experienced some sort of joy, happiness, love for the first time. And it really disrupted their own status quo because it raised stuff for them that they had kept hidden for a long time. We're talking very strong twin flame energy here. Somebody was shown the path to healing. Whatever this situation was, it didn't last very long, but it had a very huge impact on people. And there's always this feeling that it would come back around again. And I feel like someone's had the call to do something about this now. There's a lot of mental anguish here and trying to understand one's own personal journey, you know, questioning why this had to happen this way. But I feel like that a lot of that questioning, a lot of that turmoil has already taken place. That's why I said this should really be in the reverse, because it's gone, this energy. Whoever went through this has already gone through the past pain and the questioning. They are ready here, feeling very, very self-assured, confident, and ready to go. There's still some worries here. There is still some fear that comes through, but for the most part, the universe has cleared away the old to make way for the new. Oh, look at this. I thought I'll get a card to clarify. Okay, so this person is being pushed again to put right what happened in the past. They've done the healing, they've had the rebirth, they've seen things from a completely different way. They could have been tossed from the tower. For some people, this may have been a huge change in a lifestyle. For some people, they may have walked away from another relationship. They may have walked away from what they knew here in order to come forward. So for some of you, people have, well, it's not. It's the universe has intervened. This is sort of like going round and round and round and never really going anywhere. So the universe has stepped in here to get someone to understand their destiny and their future. Okay, so what we have here is someone moving forward, allowing this negative energy to go, closing out some sort of cycle here, understanding their destiny, moving forward. This particular chariot at the moment is standstill with these sphinxes, so we could be in a standstill period, so it just may be a little way into the future, but somebody is coming forward with a very big offer here. They have had such a huge awakening. I feel that this is very much like the What's Cracking reading, but it's sort of like further insight into what's happened here, especially now that Tower has made an appearance. There's a very strong feeling whoever's been through this experience, they've transformed themselves completely. And I just think that when you go through spiritual experiences or leveling up, sometimes it's hard to look back at yourself and think that you could be the same person. The changes are dramatic here. So somebody is very, very different now. Oh, okay. Okay. I have two cards coming out. So I want to read both of them. But it's this one here is the space between worlds. And I always think of the space between because that has meant so much to me lately. Not just the song. Thanks, Dave Matthews. But this particular idea of the space. Dr. Dispenza does the same thing too and talks about the space between things. And I always use that metaphor when people are having trouble with meditation. You know, using the space between to understand the peace within. So it's been beautiful that I get to see that now, the spaces between the worlds. 24. I wish I could count better. I went past it like 3 times. And I think I'm a little out there today. There is no oracle. The oracle speaks to you to enter the space and let go, for your time to receive is upon you. Be blessed. It's funny, isn't it, that again with this space, sometimes there's a whole lot of reading here. I'm not going to read it all. All the oracle card says here, which I think is really relevant, is enter the space and let go. For your time to receive is upon you. I think I'm supposed to read this one more. So we'll go with the seed of the heart. It is the same. A lot of writing. Okay, the oracle brings you guidance. The right conditions are being brought to you for the most perfect support for your own divine blossoming. Trust, again with trust. Know that the seed is in your heart. It knows how to grow and life supports it. It is also a sign that something in your relationships is sprouting, a new energy. Don't be afraid to try new ways of relating now as your life energy supports it. So here we go. So what they're asking you here is to realize that you need time and space to develop trust, to understand that something is coming here. You've already planted the seed. And I can see that with some of the cards here. Something was planted a long time ago, but now needs to be resolved. The space between was the space that was needed to heal, to realize, to trust, to have faith that something was coming your way. It's on its way. Have a good one.